Alright. So, as many of you know, I went to Kings Island as literally probably going to be the only real theme park I'll go to this entire year. But I went there and I rode the new roller coaster, Orion. And, this review might not be totally 100% correct because I don't like masks. So, the mask was kind of distracting me on the first ride, but after the second and third ride, I was pretty good. So I got to ride Orion a total of, let's see here, I rode it the first time, second time, third time. I rode it 4 times. There we go. So I rode it 4 times, and I also rode some other rides there. But this is mainly just going to be about Orion. So what did I think about it? Well, on the first, I think, I'm just going to say it was, on the first ride, I thought it was okay. But after a few more rides, I thought it was good. Here, it is my favorite roller coaster, my new favorite at Kings Island. But, let's get into my first ride. So, we got there to Kings Island. We immediately walked to the line. We went to the line. We waited in line. Then we got to the station. And obviously, you have to be on the outer seats, which I actually like. I like how you have to be on the outer seats. Makes it more fun. But I went to the outer seats, and my first ride was directly in the middle. Directly in there. Then we, and so the ride goes like this. You go up this lift hill, very tall. Then you go down, you then twist into like a bank, and then you twist around into a small little pop-up hill. Then you go into a helix, then you go into another hill, then you go into the helix, then you go into a banked airtime hill, and then you go into the brakes, I think. Or is there another hill? I think it's just the brakes, but I don't remember that well. But, so, let's start. That first drop was amazing. One thing I really love about Orion is the setting. I love going through the forest. I love that. So, and if you ride Racer, you'll get a great view of Orion. But, that first bank really wasn't that good. It was just like, the first 2 elements were just kind of okay. The drop was amazing. I got to experience the ride once in the middle, 2 in the back, and once in and another one, 2 in the middle, 2 in the back. And let me tell you there. So I went through. My first ride was in the middle, second and third were in the back, and my fourth was in the middle. So but that or wasn't the fourth one? I think it was the third one. I don't really know. It's hard to remember that day because, once again, I'm telling you, I was wearing a mask. So I couldn't really tell. So, yeah. That's good. Wait a minute. No, actually, I think it was the first and, here we go. Now I remember. It was the first and the second one were in the middle somewhere. And then the third and the fourth were in the back. Now I actually remember. That fourth, the last one though, it was amazing. Let me tell you, that first drop in the back row is amazing. Especially because I puffed out my chest and I lift myself up a little bit. So that when the thing came down, it just came down. And it came, and then I got into my normal position, and there was a lot of room. And so on that first drop in the back with a ton of room, you already know I was literally flying on that drop. Another good part, that small little airtime hill was amazing. And I love those speed ones. I love being low to the ground. Not just roller coasters, but in cars and in planes. I love being low to the ground. It makes you really feel the speed. Because when you're high up in all things, if you're high up in a roller coaster, if you're high up in a car, if you're high up in a plane, everything looks like it's going so slow, but when you're right and like you're down to the surface, it feels so fast. And I don't know what kind of law of like physics or something states that. I'm sure there's one out there that states that, but yeah, so that's good. The helix, I heard some people say the helix made them gray out. The helix didn't make me gray out. That banked turn airtime hill towards the end was pretty good. And let me tell you, the brake run was pretty long. I rode Leviathan, so I know what long brake runs are like, but this one was around Leviathan's side. It was pretty long, I'm not gonna lie. The only good thing is that if you're in the back, and for some reason, on my fourth ride in the back, so the brake run's like this. You go up, it's level, and then you dip down, and in the back on the fourth ride, I actually got a little extra pop of airtime on when I was going down there, so I got an extra little bit of airtime. So I'm actually glad I didn't go in the front, because I know people saying that's the best seat, but it was raining when I went, so if I went in the front, I probably would have been, even though I was wearing sunglasses, because it was sunny earlier in the day, but even though I was wearing sunglasses and a mask, it still probably would have hurt. So I'm glad I didn't go into the front. Also, I couldn't have gone into the front because they choose your seats if you didn't already know that. So my first ride, I didn't actually like it that bit. It was rattly. It was not a lot of airtime moments and not a lot of low to the ground moments. And I thought, this is kind of just it was more rattly than Diamondback, and that is surprising. A ride in 2020 or 2020 is more rattly than a ride made in 2009. That's weird. I thought that it was literally just a bigger Diamondback. But on the second ride, even though the rattle was still there, I was able to enjoy it a lot more. And once I got into the back, I was able to enjoy it even more. So that's all good, but the best thing about Orion is, one of it is its setting, but the best thing about it is its theme. I love the Area 72 theme. Especially since it was better because it was so weird that there was an alien theme Flight of Fear, and then there was a Firehawk, which I assume is like an army thing, considering how there's like, the crosshair. So I'm assuming that was like a military theme something, but like it was so weird how there was an alien theme and then there was a random military theme, and it was called X Space, which sounds more like an alien theme to me than a marksman sniper theme. So also I don't really know the theme of Firehawk. If you actually do know the real thing, point it out. This is just me guessing because there's a crosshair in the Firehawk title, so I'm just assuming that it's about a sniper or something. So I think that the Area 72 is great. Orion works really well with the Area 72 and Flight of Fear. So there's a little, right before you step onto the stairs and into the station, there's a little hangar where there are lockers with the military, U.S. military and army thing in there, which I like because it assumes that, and then there are TVs saying that there is a mission. So basically, the theme is that there is, in the Orion constellation, which is a constellation in the sky, there is, like, I think it's, like, a really bizarre asteroid or something like that, and it's coming to hit Earth, and they believe there might be some special stuff on it, whether that's, like, special material, like platinum, or if there are aliens on the asteroid, they don't know. But they're sending you from Earth to the asteroid that's coming our way, and they're trying to see what's on it and how big it is, so that if it hits Earth, it won't be devastating, and we can see what's on it. So that's the theme, and the ride is like, the cart is supposed to be your spaceship, and the track is supposed to be like you flying in space or something. It's a really cool theme. I really like it. I also like how there were misters in the thing because it was a really humid day when I went. It was hot, it was humid, and I hate wearing a mask on humid days. It is the worst. I know this doesn't have anything to do with Orion, and this is just mask ranting, but seriously, why do they... I know they forced us to wear masks because of COVID, but seriously, let us have at least one mask break. It feels so bad to wear a mask in a humid day. Anyways, back to Orion. In the station, there's not really a lot of theming, but I do like how there are like pictures of the Orion constellation and the galaxy in the queue, so that at least you're not bored or something. You get hints. And as you're walking into Area 72, there's a guy, and he's saying something like, this appears to be a weird thing or something like that. I can't remember, but he said no one can know about this. He's in like a car on the side, so that's pretty cool. And then the Area 72 just looks a lot better than it did with Firehawk. It's even got a new restaurant, and it's drawing attention to that area of the park. X-Space didn't really get a lot of attention unless you wanted to ride Flight of Fear or Firehawk. So it wasn't one of those, we need to go to X-Space now. Because Firehawk, even though Firehawk was in my top 3 and I really enjoyed it, most people it was around their number 5 pick, and then Flight of Fear was usually their number 7 or 6 or something. And so everyone wasn't really going to X-Space because they didn't have something really cool there. And just to note, I wonder what they're going to be building in Vortex, and that's probably what my next video is going to be about. I wonder if there's going to be either a new flat ride. That would not make sense because there's already 2 flat rides next to Vortex, Windseeker, and the other one that I can't remember its name, but you know, they're next to Vortex, and it'd be weird to make a 3rd flat ride there. So I'm assuming that it's going to be like a roller coaster or just an entirely new area where you get to see, or maybe they're going to put dinosaurs alive there. Maybe they're going to grow some trees and put dinosaurs. Maybe they're not. They're probably just getting rid of dinosaurs alive, and they're probably just, or maybe they're moving dinosaurs alive, but they're probably just, that's probably not going to happen. It's probably going to be a new roller coaster. I mean, you know the old term, if a park's removing a good ride, it only means there's going to be a better ride coming. Because why would you remove a good ride if a better one's not coming? That would literally just be so dumb. So yeah, that's my views on Orion. Let me know, have you rode an Orion yet? If you have, that's pretty cool. So if you like this video, you can subscribe, you can like, and let me know. Well, I know what I'm going to do next, but I guess I'll just see you guys in the next video. Bye. Peace.